That's not new. That's normal. We've been doing that for years. Paul and Babe's Breakfast Ale. Are we live? Can you hear us? Should we say all the other cues that we normally say?
We promise we're working on audio.
We've got a veteran crew in here, but you wouldn't know it. At 6:30, we said, guys, you got the batteries ready? Is everything set up? And they're like, oh, yeah. As they're chugging their beers. And
maybe that's the problem.
Here we are at 6:58.
I think I might need to, instead of having pre-Beers and Bucks beers, might need to just take point.
Ooh.
But I don't know that I want that responsibility.
I
it's
don't.
kind of nice to have somebody to point the finger at.
100%.
You know? Well, shit gets weird.
Michael's here. Blake's here. At least somebody's here. Must be for the beer.
Yeah. That sucker looks pretty good, but...
Blueberries, coffee, and maple syrup. Some would say such an unbelievable blend of Titanic flavors must be a tall tale. We just say, wake up and drink your breakfast ale.
Yeah. I mean, Hop and Barrel doesn't mess around with their flavors. I just personally am not a big fruit in my beer kind of guy.
It tastes like sunset wheat.
I wish this sucker would have been better. Down.
Yeah, that was a mistake.
Got a Minnetonka right here.
Right in front of us.
Gosh darn it.
Episode 12, Timmy. It's March 15th. We've got 8 feet of snow in Wisconsin. It's been another lovely spring.
Way too much snow. We got more. I'm hoping this snowstorm we're supposed to get tomorrow turns to rain, and then the low of 5 on Saturday and high of 20 just magically turns to like 70, because I'm just ready to get after it.
We got Corey Baker joined us this week. He's been too busy knocking trees over and cutting shit down, killing booners. Good of you to join us, buddy. Got Brian from Kentucky.
I'm so
our buddy
excited.
JR from Illinois.
So I know Marcus thinks he's got claim in that area, but like Brian's doing a lot of work there, and I don't see a lot of work in the stands like that I hunt. Brian? Could you put a little, I
remember last year getting about 35 texts from all the work Brian did putting in that food plot in front of your stand. Mm-hmm. It's the only stand we saw, and he never even sat in it. So he's probably like butthurt about it.
Well, he didn't.
So now he's going to go to old...
He didn't let me.
Maybe he's hoping Marcus will maybe bring him a onesie or something.
He freaking put me on the haunted old slave plantation. That was a great time. Got scared by a rabbit.
I'm pretty sure our week is Brian's favorite week, so he can just screw with you all week.
Yeah, I've come to that conclusion. Yeah. But he does owe me, because I'm the only one that hasn't flung an arrow yet.
Is that true?
That is true.
Wow.
Some of us have fired multiple arrows.
I have.
Yes, I just looked at Jake. And yeah, I mean, did I empty my entire quiver on my buck this year? Yeah, but that doesn't matter. That was in Wisconsin.
You actually emptied it and then shot more.
Yeah, I ended up to double tap an arrow. But,
the old double tap, you said?
Yeah.
It's a good thing you don't shoot expandables.
I know.
You'd have had to I don't know how that works.
That's why you just shoot the best.
Wouldn't have been pretty. It wasn't pretty, but it would have been less pretty.
Sponsored by Slick Trick, not sponsored.
Come on, Slick Trick.
I'd like to.
Been shooting those things for 26 years.
Yeah.
You know?
Ooh.
I mean, Victory sent me some arrows, so why can't Slick Trick do the same?
It'd be nice if Victory sent me some arrows.
Well, you're all hot to bother on your steel metal jackets.
Full metal jackets.
Exactly. Who gives a shit?
Cripes. Well, we're off to a good start. We haven't. Things have just been crazy. We haven't even got to touch on the Iowa Deer Classic, and man, that was a really awesome show. And the amount of people that came by that watch Beers and Bucks and have been following us on Facebook and just wanted to come and say hi, and it was really cool the amount of people that came up, and they had put our products in last year and had good success, and they wanted to know about the new mixes. And so thanks everyone for coming out. And if you're looking for a fun day or even full weekend out of it, that was a really good time. A lot of good vendors.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think you said it pretty well. I mean, had we been there 3 years ago, it would have been a lot of who the heck are you? And that was pretty fun to see folks who've used it, had success with it, and want to expand their program, plant the new stuff. just chit chat and BS, have a beer, which is just as much fun.
Well, and they didn't have just everything's bigger in Iowa.
They were like this big.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a 24-ounce
Yep.
and they didn't give them away. They were like $13 a pop, but I probably had 6, 7 of them. No big deal.
Well, why not?
I was thirsty.
I've just got to elaborate on some of Brian's comments here.
Brian's he's clapping back at
Old weak knees Jake over there. I'm just lucky. We all know that. I got horseshit my ass. Jeff the legend. I think that's a fair assessment.
It is fair.
And then Timmy, well, you're high maintenance and need a lot of things done to perfect your spots that aren't hunting related, so I got some work to do. Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I had to walk like 15 yards to that one stand.
I know.
Like, what kind of frickin' crap is this?
Long walks, squirrel nests, owls,
Rabbits.
Oh yeah. What was the name of that crazy ass tree?
The donkey tree. Yeah, setting me up in there. Hearing that was fun. That was great. Yeah, I highly recommend going to Whitetail Crossing. No, we have a great time down there. But it's been cool seeing his plots have been getting crushed so bad that he's having to expand on them. The deer population down there is just insane.
I only get one tag. Otherwise, I'd kill more deer. But,
yeah. Well, and the other issue is, too, they had a coyote issue, but I took care of that.
Yep.
But also,
allegedly,
rain, no rain, it's just.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of growing summers.
I think we'll be in better shape this year. I think with all the snow we're getting, hopefully the water tables fill up a little bit more. And, for us, we have a pond at our cabin that's spring fed. And we have 2 different springs we're tapped into, and they were completely bone dry for like a month. So that's telling of how bad the drought was.
I just hope, and I hope people aren't mad at me for saying this, but I hope it's a slow thaw. Because if it's 60 next week, all this rain's gonna wash off and it's gonna be a flood instead of going into the ground where we need it. So I'm hopeful that we get about 3 weeks of 40s. Slowly just let this stuff soak in, and then we'll get to some planting up here. I mean, we're easily 3 weeks away from frost seeding at the best.
For sure. The snow's
here in Wisconsin.
The thing is, it goes fast. Like once you get those 40, 50 degree days and that hot like April sun, like it's gonna melt quick. But yeah, to your point, hopefully not too crazy.
Yeah, I mean we've been fielding a ton of questions, and there's a lot of folks that are frost seeding. Lucky them. I know people way down south that are tilling and planting and getting ready for actual planting season.
Well, even Pyre in southern Wisconsin.
Absolutely.
He's frost seeding, a week and a half ago?
Yeah.
When we were in Iowa Deer Classic, he was frost seeding.
That's right.
So, yeah, definitely when you get that, little bit of snow left, but you're starting to see that exposed dirt and you still get the freeze thaw, that's optimal time to do it. And, even last year when we were at Homegrown, I think we might have just been a touch early because we were just so giddy to get in there.
Why wouldn't you be?
It is what it is. Speaking of Homegrown,
ooh.
The competition has expanded. We're doing a little bit of a shed tutorial down there. They're having a little competition, so I've took it upon myself to rally the guys, old shed dog, and we're gonna go down there.
Self-proclaimed shed dog.
I didn't give myself the nickname.
I think I did, actually.
Yeah, thank you. And we're going to go down there, and there's, how many teams? 6, 7 teams?
One winner and a bunch of losers.
Yep. So we're going to be doing some training here in the warehouse, get the guys ready. We'll post some videos next week, but
stay tuned for that.
We're going to be prepared. We're going to be focused. Ooh. But then, end of the day, we're going to execute.
Ooh.
So stay tuned for some of our prep videos because we're not coming in to take second. All right, second is the first loser. We're gonna whoop some ass down there.
With a fearless leader like yourself, how could we go wrong?
Yeah. Well, Jeff Nelson. Yeah, not a big. Yeah. Well, you're going down, Jeff.
We're gonna whip him.
Like we are friends.
Yeah.
Today.
Advanced Habitat doesn't stand a chance. No. Redneck Blinds, we'll smoke them. River's Edge, will smoke them.
Yeah.
Cuddy Back, no chance.
All
Love the grind. Kira.
Kira was talking so much crap.
I know.
And they have, the Homegrown team.
They have the home field advantage. We're still going to...
Well, they mark where they found sheds on Onyx for 4 years now. It's like, you're going to share a little... We don't even need that, though. You got to go to east-facing slopes.
Oh, see, now the Homegrown crew's chirping in. Mike Raymond, I thought he was off fishing somewhere. He had his shirt off one of those days.
Garhole.
Blinded
Arm is
me.
yours. Is that a good one, Mike? Or
The Gar Hole? Yeah, that's good. That's the same stand you sit in Kentucky, the Gar Hole stand. I think that means it's not good, Tim. Not positive.
It's not great. Danny Dean, we are drinking some Hoppin' Barrel.
Of course we are.
I got an IPA called Crooked Grin.
Mine is Paul and Babe's Breakfast Ale.
Surprised he's not drinking Big Mike's.
Well, I mean, there are so many options to choose from.
Mick Johnson, how's it going, buddy? Miller time for him.
When you're fueled by Hoppin' Barrel, how can you lose the shed contest? Honestly.
You got to go into it half in the bag.
That's no problem for you.
No. But with my help, you guys will be the best.
I can't
That's
wait.
all I'm saying.
I can't wait. Last year, Tim walked a straight line, never moved off the straight line, and found 15 sheds.
I'm bringing a bag this year.
Yeah, I mean, the only problem he had was figuring out where the hell to put them all.
Yeah.
Which,
maybe I'll have
having
an assistant.
Having previously found one shed in his lifetime. It was a big day for you.
It was.
It was a big day.
So I'm going to ride the wave, but we're going to come in prepared.
Yeah, so stay tuned for those. We're Nelson, we're coming for you, buddy. That's all I'm going to have to say about that.
Yep. So what else we got going on?
We got a lot going on.
Two weekends from now, we're going to be down at the Wisconsin Deer and Turkey Expo. That's going to be a great time.
Booth 622, Kalahari. The whole crew will be there. The entire crew.
Yep.
For the first time ever.
All of
right?
us.
All of us. Full booth. They're selling Busch Light cases for $25. We might be drinking Hoppin' Barrel.
Yeah, well, there'll be a few Hoppin' Barrels in there, but we got to appease the people.
Yeah, we don't want to get kicked out on the first day.
Well, I came up with this theory today, and I think it's probably one of the best contributions I've made, is that if you bring your own beer in and it's the same beer that they sell at the venue, how would they know that you're out of that case by 10 o'clock on Saturday morning?
Fair.
They wouldn't know.
Which is a problem.
I've solved that issue.
You've done. Yep.
They have no idea.
No clue.
So yeah, that's going to be cool.
That's a heck of a theory you've got there, pal.
And it's not even a theory; it's more like a principle, a guiding principle.
A guiding principle.
We have a little incentive for those of you that listen to Beers and Bucks. If you come to the booth and you're one of the first 20 people to mention Beers and Bucks, you get a free hat. So, and they're nice hats.
They are pretty cool. Yeah, Richardson's. Custom domain Richardson hats. First 20 people to say Beers and Bucks. Unless you say something negative about Beers and Bucks, then we're going to take your hat.
Yeah, we get your hat. Yep. And Spency Boy will wrestle you. Probably end up with your shirt, too.
Mullet Man, yeah.
Yep.
He'll take you down.
Spencer was a little bit of a hit down in Iowa with the mullet.
Oh, yeah. He had the hat on backwards, rocking the mullet. All the 20-year-olds were walking right past us.
Yeah. I saw you on TikTok. Mullet man. I'm like, whoa, because we are big on TikTok.
We are big on TikTok, yep. No, it was fun to get the guys to Iowa, breaking the boys. I mean, that was Jake's second show, Spency's first, Sam's first show will be in Wisconsin. It's going to be fun. Good times, right?
Heck yeah.
It'd be good to see everybody.
Our buddy at Springbrook hooked us up with a sweet rental house.
Heck yeah.
Get everyone together and
team bonding.
Yep.
Maybe we'll have a kegger.
And we get a designated driver because
Spency's 15 years old. It's perfect.
Like that just makes me.
Sorry, 16. Yeah, not 15. That would be bad.
Greg Johnsrud. Any new hats?
We're working on some new hats, Greg.
I saw a new hat.
You just stay tuned.
I saw a new hat today that...
don't know that we'll have it in time for Wisconsin show, but...
No, but they're coming. The boys have been working on a little side project. And I can get behind it. I think it's pretty cool.
It's fun. You'll see more of it. It'll be an inspired by the boys section. So it's a fun little project they've been working on. They put a lot of time and effort into it, so I'm excited to fully launch it. We're not quite ready yet. We're getting there. We got the training wheels on the boys, so we're kind of just slow playing it. We don't want to fall off the bike the first time.
Yep.
But some pretty badass stuff, so I'm excited to share it with you as it becomes available, which it may never. I mean, people want what they can't get, right?
Yeah, we may sell it, we may not. Spencer's got to give us his presentation, business plan.
Yeah.
I just hit my mic.
Jake doesn't know how to use PowerPoint, so that could be a challenge.
Pop-ups are good for me.
Oh, yeah. There
Like
you
a
go.
pop-up book.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The picture books where you like the scratch and sniff too.
Those help.
Yeah, those are helpful. Those are
I
good.
get kind of bored. I don't like reading much.
I'm not very good at it. I don't think I've read a book since I was probably like 16.
And Kevin's wondering about new apparel too. We got all our apparel in stock, but the idea the boys got has some new apparel. So we've released like new variations, but I would say this is more lifestyle than just the standard domain stuff that we offer.
This is a whole new segment of our apparel brand or apparel business. So inspired by the boys. So we'll keep sharing tidbits. You might not see the full package till next year, but you'll see some of it this year.
Well, we should probably try and get our next beers and bucks done at the end of March, because we're going to be getting real close there.
Just whistled.
You did whistle. Yeah, God, we're working on our audio.
I've been trying. I've been trying to take feedback, and obviously I don't take feedback very well. I was told not to whistle, and I made it 17 minutes.
It's not bad.
That's pretty good, actually. Yeah. So we had a gentleman reach out saying that really liked the guys, but
the audio sucks.
Audio sucks.
We're getting better.
It's like, dude, you should have listened to us 3 years ago if you think the audio sucks now.
Well, we got to make it better.
We're working on it.
Continue to make it better. But
We're working on it.
Definitely is better during COVID when we had to do a Zoom meeting.
Weren't those the best, though?
They were good.
I mean, that's where it all began, with a fuzzy iPhone that nobody could hear, held up on a box of diapers.
Oh, yeah.
In my basement.
Yep.
It's classic. It was great. I just lost us here. I can't find all of our comments.
Oh, I got them.
Shoot.
And post any questions you want to address. I think the big thing to keep in mind now is a lot of the questions that we got in Iowa and a lot of the questions that we'll get at Wisconsin Deer and Turkey Expo. We're getting a lot of questions off the website right now is logging roads, in the woods plots, and things like that. We're gonna do a lot of filming this year around a plot that we had last year that failed. It germed, and then a clear sign, like no plot's going to grow in darkness. We got it in, and then all the leaves came in, and I was like, yeah, we're going to need to cut a few trees. And what you'll notice with your plant is it germs, and then they get super tall and stemmy because they're trying to grow up to find the light, and then they end up just wilting out. So this year, what our plan is that's a new spot that we're going to establish. So we're going to get a ton of content of why we're cutting the certain trees down we're doing. And we're going to try and do that soon here before the leaves come in. Hopefully in mid to late April, at the latest. But that's like really the biggest thing with oh, look at that.
Spency just set me out for failure.
Oh my goodness.
Hands me his phone, and then it just starts talking to me.
All
Gosh.
right. So, but point being, if you got it in the woods plot, if you can frost seed it, make sure the debris is cleared, and you can get it in so those roots have time to establish and it's got time to germ prior to the leaves coming in. That's crucial. Our logging road up top, the food highway, that's really a critical time for us to get in there, but it's still going to get 2 to 3 hours of light a day, which is why that thing thrives. And you can tell the areas where it's getting less sunlight, it still needs some. But if you have an in the woods plot, try and look at where that afternoon sun's getting blocked, and are there 2-3 trees you can take down that open up the canopy to let more light in. That's going to really boost your success rate in those type of areas.
That was a long-winded conversation.
It wasn't a conversation. It was
With
just
yourself.
me talking.
Yeah. Whew,
Sorry.
I'm
I should have engaged you. I didn't engage you.
No, it was good. I was just soaking it all in. I mean, photosynthesis is a real thing.
I can spell photosynthesis.
You learn about it in 6th grade, and we're like, chlorophyll, more like borophyll.
Yeah.
But it's real, and that's why, like, even the most shade-tolerant plants, to Tim's point, need sun. So, like Tim said, our number one question right now is, what can I plant? I've got a backwoods food plot. And the most important thing is planting it before the leaves. Give it 30 days before the leaves. Stem and root development. that keeps it from getting stemmy and falling over like Tim's point.
And that was, we did it with No BS, which is one of our more shade tolerant mixes, but it still needs sun. So that, and somebody asked a question around what are the best best mixes for those.
Yep.
Typically, Hot Chick's going to be my number one. No BS is right there with it.
I've got an idea too that works really well, and Jake kind of used it on his backwoods plot. If you've seen us, we talk about Jake's plot a lot because it resonates with all of us. It reminds me of my house, and a lot of plots we plant are tiny, and it's taking. Hot Chick is a great one. It works on logging roads, like Jason Karshbaum asked. It's our logging road mix, but blending Comeback Kid with No BS is one of my favorites because Comeback Kid is our longest lasting mix. Very shade tolerant, very drought tolerant, very tolerant to moisture, very tolerant to graze pressure, just about everything. But it takes a while to establish. That's the one downside of a long lasting perennial. Slow to germ, slow to grow, slow to establish. When you mix it with No BS and the plant varieties that are in that grow much faster and are still shade tolerant, it acts as like a nurse crop. So putting those together in your backwoods hunt plots is an awesome way to give 12 months of food to your program in a small space, handle graze, get this established. You can hunt over it that year, and you can plant it early spring. So you've got options depending on, where you are, what you want to do, if you want to mix it up a little bit. And that's the best part. We have a bunch of different products that kind of fit the mold for backwoods, shade tolerant, perennial, no-till, frost seeding, logging roads, spring planting, fall planting. That's kind of the idea, right?
Michael Lennox asking about Illicit and Smackdown too, and we do need to do a better job of highlighting those.
Absolutely.
We put in Illicit last year in our big field, which is essentially it's just awful. It's full of rocks. It came up phenomenal, and then Smackdown over on Dad's side. But we do need to do a better job. Sometimes we gravitate towards
big sexy
mixes. So
Smackdown and Illicit are two of our best mixes. They're our simplest mixes, our fastest growing, our easiest, and the most overlooked. We never talk about them.
I know.
Because we're idiots.
It's like Sugar Mama.
Yeah.
You just didn't give it any credit.
Absolutely. Big, sexy green machine, bombshell, showstopper. Get all the credit, all the publicity. They're the poster boys. Sugar Mama is our best mix. Hands down, it's our best mix. You can plant it in the fall, hunt over it, and then have it for 3 or 4 years. How does it get much better than that? Smackdown, you've got to plant that matures in 40 days and a plant that matures in 90 days, which means deer are going to be in it the entire year. Pretty awesome. And Illicit, if you've watched any of our videos at Timmy's property and anywhere else where the soil's just dog shit, that product is incredible. I don't care where you live, deer are going to just pulverize the rashes that are in that mix. It's going to help your soil. It grows in sand. It'll grow on the sidewalk. It grows in the door behind our warehouse. And every time a trucker drives in or walks in, he steps on it thinking it's a weed. And the next week, there it is.
That kind of makes me a little upset. What's he doing stepping on our plant?
Well, he thought it was a weed. And then the next week, the dang thing was
It's bad enough we
get
Riley.
Boss Brew. Honestly, Boss Brew is probably our best mix. For what's in it? 9 different plant varieties.
Sugar Mama, Hot Chick, all of them have their own application.
They're all so good.
LBS is still my favorite. It's near and dear to me.
Sean Cannon here, we should get to him too. And congrats on the purchase of your 40 acres. That's pretty awesome. I'd be curious to know where it is, just because,
we need another place to hunt.
I wouldn't mind hunting there.
And if it's right across the river in Minnesota.
You never know. But anyways, he's going to head down there on the 29th. He's going to clear out some trees for a plot. Bought Hot Chick and Comeback Kid. And is it a good seed to start with? Yeah. I would check your pH, do the things, but those two together, if you've seen poster boy Jake over there with his shades on, pouring them together in our frost seeding videos from last year, there's a reason that we like to mix them together. They just, you talked about it in our last podcast, how Hot Chick is fast to grow, suffocates weeds, suppresses weeds, easy to establish. Comeback Kid kind of comes in, behind it slower, but lasts forever. The plot in my woods that Jake and I planted last year, Comeback Kid and Hot Chick, and it was green until the leaves cover it up in late November. So, pretty cool. Not right now, Brian. Nothing Roundup ready at this point. Logistics and licensing and all of the legal jargon are holding up that process currently.
As our general counsel, I'm just going to step aside. Just not quite ready yet. I got to go to legal Zoom a few more times, and I get headaches. They don't have any pop-ups.
No pop-ups, huh?
Nope, not a single pop-up book on legal Zoom.
Shoot.
Like, how the heck am I
How are you supposed to learn anything? Yeah.
Made it through college not reading a book.
Ooh, we got Stewie Jackson on here. Big Stu. I love that guy.
10.
Someday we're going to have Stewie come in, and he's going to cook for us.
That'd be awesome.
The guy's a wizard in the kitchen. And obviously his son just kills every deer that lives in South Carolina.
Yeah.
And I love his videos. Mikey! Jake! The rest of you guys. That's so awesome. We get the call-outs and it's like, the rest of you guys.
And Corey hosts.
So funny.
You mean, so Corey, if you like Big Sexy, which I'm a big fan, I love Big Sexy, but what you can do with Sugar Mama, if you still want the radish, is you can buy a pounder of radish and mix some of that in, still mind your seed rates, and that way you get basically all the benefit of a Big Sexy plot. But then next spring, instead of walking and have it just be exploded and just dirt because they just crushed it, you've got green clover coming back up. And that's how last year we established it's about an acre food plot out in front of the cabin where we put Sugar Mama in, and then we added some illicit around the edges and stuff. I'm really, really anxious to see this spring when we can go in, and I'm going to frost seed it with a combo of Comeback and Hot Chick. And I want to turn that into a clover plot. But to me, and a lot of guys think, oh, you got to plant clovers in the spring. Really, one of the best times to establish them is in the fall. And one of the best ways to do that is with Sugar Mama, because you get your awesome Brassica fall hunt plot, and then next spring, you might go in and frost seed or overseed into it a little bit, but it's amazing, that mix. It's a
doozy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna answer Jared Gaskell's question.
Hey, sorry. Hey, see you, Brian. He's taking off, signing off.
He's sick of ripping on you.
Yeah, he's done for the night.
I'm gonna answer Jared Gaskell's question here about beatdown. I've got a love-hate relationship with sugar beets in general. We don't promote beatdown a lot, and there's reason for it. When you read the description on there, it basically says, if you can get sugar beets to establish, there is nothing better. Fact. I mean, from above ground forage to below ground forage to protein and energy and just overall tonnage, hard to beat. Establishment and growth can be challenging. They require a lot of nutrients, a pH that's dang near 7, and they don't compete well with anything. So unfortunately, if you purchase a product that has sugar beets in it and other things, you're basically planting the other things, because the other things are going to germinate faster, grow faster, they're going to take over, and your beets are going to suffer. So for us, we have beet down on its own because that's how it should be planted. But the challenge with it is weed control. So you need to go in. One of our practices we talk about a lot is till it, let it grow, kill it, and then plant. Really important with beet down because it's not going to compete well. It's going to be slow to germinate. But I tell you what, I planted these behind my house in a fenced-in area where there was no graze. It was tiny, just to do it up against the other plots. And once they were about knee high, I mean, there was 10 plants in my little test. Knee high, opened it. The next day, they're all gone. I mean, it was the first plant that they all went and just devoured. And thankfully, I had some bulbs for late season. But the trick, Jared, is eliminate competition. Like I said, till, wait, kill, plant. Don't give those weeds another chance to compete with your beet down. And then it's going to take some time to germinate. It's not a 3 to 5 day germ. It's a 7 to 20 day germ potentially, and then a 90-day maturity rate. So it's a plant you can plant earlier in the year and plant enough of it so that when it does start to grow, the deer don't devour the 1/10 of an acre that you plant. And at that point, I mean, there's nothing better than that product if you can get it to grow in the right conditions.
Part of the reason why we don't have a tremendous amount of content is my pH is so shit at the land that we can't grow it.
Yeah, I mean,
Literally.
5.5, not a good spot for sugar beets, just a fact. That's why when you sell seeds, there's plenty of things that can go wrong. And with sugar beets, there's even more things just because of how they work. And yeah, to Jason's point, not in wet areas either. So yeah, there's just so many hurdles with those. They're incredible when you get them to grow. Trust me, they're as good as it gets. But it's not a product that we push a ton because for a lot of folks, me included, we're in shade, we got minimal equipment, our pH is average, we're working on it with lime and dirty deeds and all those things, but it just requires, it's like Timmy when you take him to Kentucky. It's just a little high maintenance.
I was just going to try and make the comparison to you.
Oh,
But
I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, whiny.
Whiny?
Whiny.
Okay.
A little spastic.
Well, yeah.
Temperamental. Okay, that's kind of me. Remember when you guys all tagged out? And
are you describing yourself right now?
I am. I'm glad we could finally do this.
What were you going to say about when we all tagged out and you were
it was
spastic,
my
whiny?
So I had one more morning to get out there and hunt.
No, you had the whole day.
These boys were drinking beer and came in super late, flipped the lights on.
I do remember this.
And then they wanted to, we all, like, at Whitetail Crossings, you're in one big room.
It's deer camp.
It's awesome. And then they're sitting there yapping. Jake needed a bedtime story. I'm like, turn the damn light off.
You were not happy.
I was not. Well, mainly because I was jealous. And jealousy sometimes come out as being angry.
There was plenty of anger.
Timmy was a little angry.
Yeah, we all kind of looked at you like, whoa.
Yeah, but I'm better now.
Yeah, it took a year, but you're here.
Yeah.
Actually, it's 2 years. But
2 years. Talking through it.
Now we're working.
It's all about putting the turd on the table.
Put the turd on the table.
Yep.
Amen to that. Amen. I got Spency's phone in front of me here, and it's just snaps and TikToks. Like the whole thing is like just blowing up. Brooks Baller. Who's that guy? That's weird.
I feel like we should watch it.
That's a weird name, too. I don't want to see it.
Probably one of his friends.
His name is Brooks Baller.
Guy's probably.
I hope he's a basketball player.
Probably a stud.
Otherwise, that's just weird.
Jeff Altoff's chiming in. Homegrown expanded their operation down to Kansas, and I'm thinking it's about time for old Timmy to get down there and schwack one. But they did get a bunch. We sell 2 different pH tests on the site, and they did it the right way. They bought the comprehensive pH test.
They did, yeah.
They both work, right? But spend a little extra dough, and it's like, what, $10 more for the comprehensive test.
Goes right to our lab.
You're going to get a much better analysis of your soil. The other one's meant as just a quick test. Comes with four test strips. You can quick bang it out, get a rough idea of where you're at. The comprehensive is actually going to help you solve the problem and give you what you need to actually improve it so you're not guessing.
Absolutely. And then the nice thing about it, too, is when you buy a comprehensive test, take your test, send it to the lab. We get a copy and you get a copy. And oftentimes you reach out to us and we can give recommendations on amendment, plant varieties, all the things. 'Cause it gives you all the information. Organic matter, CEC, everything. So the comprehensive is a great way to go if you can. Last minute, obviously, the DIY is great too. Would you recommend overhaul being planted in early June as a cover crop? Southwest part of VA. I'm going to take this one, Timmy.
No, I wasn't jumping all over it.
I didn't see it. Overhaul is one of those unique mixes. You can plant it in the spring. You can plant it in the summer. It's designed to improve your soil and feed your deer, and it has plant varieties that are warm and cold tolerant. So, yes, you can plant it before that. You can plant it in April or May in Virginia. You could plant it in July or August. Probably not July, but I like June, August, September. And you've got spring triticale, buckwheat, a crimson clover, a Balanza clover, a tillage radish. It's going to mine nutrients, fixate nitrogen, suppress weeds, help with water infiltration. It's going to do all the things that your soil needs, and it's going to feed every deer on your property. So it's another one of those products. Set it next to Smackdown on Illicit. We do a terrible job of talking about it. It's a specialty product that can be planted anywhere, anytime. any place. If you just cleared an area with logs and you're not sure what to plant in there and it's kind of a sketchy spot, overhaul. If you got poor soil and you're trying to build it up, overhaul. Plant in the spring, replant something else in the fall, overhaul. Like, it just fits so many boxes, and we do a really bad job of marketing it.
Yeah, when Tyler Hardy's talking about they really target, they do hit the buckwheat at that certain level of maturity. It's like I was having a conversation down in Iowa with a guy that put Green Machine in, and he's like, I went in, I couldn't find any of the winter peas. I'm like, well, once those winter, it's nice too, because Green Machine, a lot of those plants mature quicker to let those winter peas get up, but when they are, I think when I think back to when Dad shot that buck on the Green Machine
He's
plot,
done that twice.
when we had the beans fail.
Oh, yeah, that
and we
one.
put the Green Machine in, and all of a sudden this buck started showing up to Green Machine. Well, when we saw those deer, what were they doing? They were going through, they were leaving alone all the other plants, and they were systematically eating the peas because they were at that right maturity. That's the same thing with buckwheat, because then buckwheat will kind of like mature out.
40 days and it's done.
Yep.
40 to 60 days. The second it flowers, they eat the top quarter of it, and then it dies. But it's perfect for what it is in that mix. It's good for your soil too. Pat Wallard, that guy just kills giant deer. Great facial hair too. Great facial hair.
Overall, Pat was the buddy in college that when we went out to the bars, I was just glad he was there.
Big muscle man too.
He is not small.
That's twice.
You just whistled again.
Yeah, I did. You were just like flicking your fingers.
You know,
and stuff.
I was always the tough guy in college. You know, big. You know, it was always in good form. But Pat was next level.
I have a feeling you were the guy chirping, knowing that you had this big giant hoss behind you, and that nobody in their right mind was going to screw with you.
Yep.
So you just kept yapping, and every time you down to back before you were drinking Hoppenberry, you were drinking Coors Light, and by the
college, I was
time
drinking Milwaukee's Best.
well, obviously, who didn't? We called it Beast Light.
Yeah.
$10 for a 30 pack.
Or Blatz. We drank a lot of Blatz.
On
in
purpose?
college. It was a premium.
But I feel like by the time you get your 12th one guzzled down, you were chirping.
Or the guys when we lived with a bunch of us, they would make me go kick people out because I was the smallest one in the house, and of course people are going to chirp at.
So when we started the show tonight, I said, can we just not bring up Tim's wrestling career? Just for one Beers and Bucks. I don't want to hear about a green, purple, or yellow ribbon. And here we go. Let's not forget about Tim's wrestling career.
Thank you for bringing it up, Jordan. It's nice to have fans, people that appreciate it.
Oh, there's so much to appreciate.
Willard kills some slammers
in his comeback kid plot, and I think we should elaborate on that for a minute. Oftentimes, when we get to fall, we're talking about hunt plots, and we think about Big Sexy and Green Machine, and some of these marquee plots that truly are amazing hunt plots, but we overlook products like Comeback Kid and Hot Chick. That guy kills a booner every year, and he's hunting over a Comeback Kid. It's going to be green in August, September, October, November. It'll be green under your snow in December.
Yeah.
It's the perfect hunt plot. And like I said, 12 deer feeding in my Comeback Kid plot. Right now is the perfect time to have perennials. Dan Rail in Kentucky shared a picture with us this morning. He had 12 deer in his Comeback Kid plot. There's nothing else on earth those deer can eat right now that provides protein the way that Comeback Kid does. Nothing else is green. And Pat Wallard, he killed that giant buck in his target last year. He kills his target every year. I'd hate to be his target.
Yeah. So I'm not
Yikes.
seeing much on the camera. I don't know if I'm going to go out. Whack!
Guy just kills giant deer.
Yeah. I have that problem too. I'm always whacking big giant bucks.
Yep. Big problem you've had. Lots of that.
I have a feeling like my time's coming this year. I'm going to draw an elk tag.
I gotta think you should kill something.
I'm going to whack one there. I'm going to go Whitetail Crossing. I'm going to whack one there.
There you go.
Then I'm going to come back. I'm going to whack one at the home farm.
3 for 3, the trifecta.
I'm going to do a trifecta this year. And then I'm going to book what Spencer just booked. I'm going to go down to Texas and schwack a goat.
We should talk about that for a bit.
That goat, I had a really, really strong Wisconsin accent there.
The goat did?
No, the goat.
Oh, goat.
It was weird.
Oh, yeah, the goat.
I can't speak words.
Catalina goat.
Catalina goat. I've never even heard of it until I saw the picture.
Killed Mullet Man killed one.
Well, it took
I'm a little upset, though. I mean, if you're going to kill one of them things, put the damn thing on your wall.
You're not mounting it?
Now he's going to go next year and shoot another one.
Well, now you're in like 6 arrows.
See, a smart man. Yeah, I mean, he shot 4 quivers. From what I heard,
Guy was just winging them.
he was reloading.
Dude, you do a head mount on that thing.
Right, and then go kill something else next year.
Yeah.
I mean, he's supposed to kill a 50-incher. He killed like a 65-incher. So mount the thing, and then go kill something else. Just my 2. Now he's gonna have 2 goats on his wall.
I'm actually a bit upset right now.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't know that. Like, do we need to pay for the taxidermy?
And we need a little intervention here. Where do you get a Catalina cape?
You didn't bring the cape back?
Probably a little harder to find than a whitetail cape, huh? Anybody in Beers and Bucks Nation, if you have a Catalina cape for us,
We need a Catalina goat.
Yeah, we need to
We gotta
find.
get this thing done for this guy. I'm actually like, I'm getting emotional about it because I'm upset.
Guy shot a 65-inch Catalina goat and just cut the head off.
Oh my god!
Weirdo.
Do you know how pissed Fred Bear is right now?
Poor, amen to Fred Bear.
Fred.
Timmy bought a pretty awesome Fred Bear picture.
Well, we were in the
Yeah.
what do you call that area of the Iowa deer class?
Yard sale.
Like, we went in.
I don't mean that in a bad
They
way.
had
It was like all the cool shit was in there.
we got some free pizza.
Sure
We were
did.
just cruising through, and it stopped me in my tracks. I just saw this picture of Fred Bear. I'm like, oh, turns out the guy was just there with his buddies that had a booth, and he's a high school art teacher that drew it with a pencil.
It was nuts.
And I'm like, no way. I love supporting that guy because
You almost bought the one without the.
frame. That would have been a
I said, Timmy, biggest mistake of your life would be to not buying the one that's ready to go on your wall, because I know you well enough and I love you dearly, but you're not buying a frame for it.
No, I certainly am not going to build a frame.
Clearly.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, that sucker is mint. I'll post a picture.
Uh-oh, we got eyeballs on a Catalina cape.
Ooh,
We got eyeballs on a Catalina
Ryan
cape.
Nordahl.
We'll call Quality Tan tomorrow. I mean, you can't get a freaking skull mount on a goat.
I don't want to keep. I think we need to change the subject because I'm going to end up like stuff's going to get thrown.
I mean, if you're going to spend $1,500 and shoot a Catalina goat, spend $500 more to get
You
the damn
spent
thing mounted.
$1,500 to shoot a goat,
I mean, I was just throwing
Spencer.
I was just throwing numbers out there.
Jesus Christ!
I think he's got
Are
to
you
get.
going to eat it?
Yeah, maybe.
What do goats taste like?
Actually,
Chicken?
So when we were down in the Dominican Republic, middle of February, we went and they had like buffet style lunch, and I opened this thing up and I kind of looked and I was like, that looks
Catalina
funky.
goat?
And it was some kind of barbecued goat meat, and I'm like, that's a hard pass for me. Like, I'm gonna go get a cheese quesadilla, and Tim, my buddy, had some, and Mel, my wife, had some. And Mel that night's like, I'm not feeling so good. Yeah. Well, you had the barbecue goat. I don't know. I've never had goat.
I haven't
just
either.
don't know if I can.
I can't talk bad about goats. But if I killed one, I'd get a head mounted.
I would for sure get it.
Especially if it was 15 inches bigger than the one I paid for. Which is true.
I'm just.
You know, it's good to have a guy that can't count. That's the best part,
It's not. This is not good.
right?
That's one strike. That's like when we pulled up to the Iowa Deer Classic and there wasn't a beer cooler in the booth.
So that's technically 2 strikes.
Yep,
3 strikes, you're out.
gone.
So for future reference, for anybody that doesn't want to get strikes, there damn well better be a beer cooler in the booth.
If you shoot,
And
a
if you
damn
shoot a goat, get the damn thing mounted.
yeah. My God.
Right? So now he's got to go back next year, spend $1,500 more and shoot another goat. But here's the problem. So like most places, like the bigger the goat, the more it costs. So he shot a 65-incher but paid for a 50. So next year, if he's going to head mount it, he has to shoot one bigger than 65 inches. So now it's going to cost him $2,000 for the goat and $500, and it's going to cost him $2,500.
But see, life's all about those little lessons.
Ooh.
And maybe Spencer will learn a lesson here.
Willie?
I don't know.
Doesn't sound like he has. He's going to shoot another goat.
I didn't see an invite in my inbox.
Ditto.
Kind of funny how that works.
Yeah. Must have got lost in the mail. Maybe Baller, whatever the heck, got one.
I don't know.
This other guy's name was MF something or other. Who the heck?
I don't know.
I'm learning a lot about Spency just by looking at his phone here.
We should make him turn that in when he
For
work.
Yeah. I want to know who this MF guy is.
Probably a nice guy.
Sounds like a nice guy. Oh, to be 18 again. That was a long time ago for me. 20 years.
We didn't have smartphones. I just had my MySpace account. You came to it and it had some Incubus rocking.
I actually had one of the first cell phones ever when I was 16 or 18. And it was this big, and it sat in your car. Like, it didn't go anywhere else because you couldn't carry it around. It was so
All
big.
my friends got awesome cell phones, and my parents gave me the bag phone.
The bag phone. That's what I'm talking
You
about.
had to flip up the antenna.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
Had one.
I'm here trying to like schmooze at the movies, and I'm bringing this damn purse.
You carried it in with you?
Damn right, I had to call him when the movie was done. Looked cool when I got done. It was on the phone, but
I had a bag phone, but it just stayed in my truck.
I didn't have a vehicle at the time.
So you carried it around like a purse?
I had to. You had to keep in touch. My beeper wasn't getting a signal.
Yeah, the old beeper. Oh, God. Oh, payphones and pagers. Yeah, I'm with you there, Harley. Harley will be in Eau Claire this weekend at the... I'm not sure what Wisconsin Deer Classic that is, but Harley with Premium Plots will be there with a bunch of domain stuff. So we had some guys at Minnesota last week. They all sold out. I'm sure Harley will do the same, so get there on Friday would be my recommendation. We should probably... We're closing in on... We got 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
I got a question for you. I don't want to stir up any big debates, but we've been rocking Morgan Wallen in here lately. All right. So, and I shouldn't say this because I've got some friends out there that I don't want to get mad at me. But who's your guy right now? If you're turning the radio on, who's your guy? Because here it's Morgan Wallen, and we're listening to Last Night, and we're just freaking banging to it. Who's your guy? I heard you talk about Dierks Bentley earlier.
I love Dierks Bentley.
Is he your guy right now?
Yeah, that thing.
He's your guy?
That album's
That's
pretty
where you're
good.
going with it? All right.
You know, Miley Cyrus has a new song out. It's not bad either.
I'm with Tylee. You said Miley. Tyler said Luke Combs.
Luke Combs.
Hard to be Luke. Like, he's always my guy. But right now, Morgan's 900 songs on his new album are pretty impressive.
Well, Mike and I had a turn and burn drive down to Iowa last.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, what, 3.5 hours
Yep.
down. I'm like, I got us covered for both ways because it was like 32 songs.
It's like 36 or something.
36, yeah.
Takes you all week to listen to it. Well, Aaron Lewis's song that he came out with like during COVID, that was kind of like the album in here for a while. I don't remember what it was called. A lot of curse words in it. A lot of F-bombs.
I've seen a lot of Hardy lately.
He's good. I like his glasses. Real neat. I guess that's it. Luke, Morgan, and Hardy. Toby Keith. When was the last time he released a...
That was the first concert. Well, my first concert ever was REO Speedwagon and Eddie Money.
Ooh, Cody Jinks. I like Cody Jinks, too.
Cody Jinks rocks.
Waylon, I mean, you can't go wrong with Waylon. George Strait.
First concert I went to solo was Toby Keith in
Solo?
Minneapolis. Well, with friends, not.
Oh. I'm not... Hey, if you go to by yourself, that's fine. What did that mean?
Well, like my first concert ever, my parents took me to Eddie Money and REO Speedwagon.
That's what you meant by solo.
Like, then I get to Toby Keith,
Like-
and he absolutely shredded. Like, I love this bar. Could still be one of my favorites.
Jordan Ergen's watching. Hi, Jordan.
We'll get your husband home soon.
She's the best. She's the best human on earth, outside of my wife.
I don't understand how Jake can just have all these free weekends when he's
The guy just shed hunts every weekend. He's down in
eight
Buffalo
kids
County.
back
His wife's just taking care of the kids. He better be sending her to a spa or on vacation or somewhere nice. Because she's a freaking saint. She is.
Yeah.
She's a saint. She's got 3 kids. Jake's just shed hunts all the time. So
He gets super sheddy.
he's a shady guy.
Like, if he had a
gets
tail, it
shaky.
would be just
Yeah.
wagging.
Yes. Jordan's laughing.
Thank you,
Good.
Jordan.
She must have all the kiddos down for the night. It was good to hear that Jake passed swimming lessons last week, so that was big for the family.
Yeah.
He's been going there for the last...
kids, but the reality is
He's been going there for the last 3 years.
and I heard he finally got to take the water wings off.
Yeah, it was a big... We had a little party in here. It was pretty good. Yeah. It was a big day. A big day. He'd leave at 4 o'clock every Wednesday to go swimming lessons.
Little bird, big bird flap.
After 3 years, he finally made
Get
it.
on your back, you kick, and you freaking send it. That's why I've never drowned all these years.
Because you're...
My swimming lessons.
Oh, yeah. That makes sense. I feel like we got a question here. We just disc up a few plots. One is going to be with Hot Chicken Comeback Kid. Good call. Other one is going to be No BS. Need we say more? We have one more plot going in that gets a lot of sunlight. What would you guys put? Are you planning it in the spring? If so, mother load. Are you planning it in the fall? If so, any number of 6 different options.
Depends on what you want to do with it. If you're thinking you want to rotate out, Sugar Mom would be great. Big Sexy is our number 1 selling fall plot for a reason. There was another question.
I love the idea of planting mother load, letting your deer annihilate it, and then going and overseed with Hall Pass.
Yeah, Hall Pass is
The old
great.
1-2 punch.
I'm trying to get up here earlier, but somebody said that the deer were walking over the big.
Oh,
Sexy
that
plot to
was,
eat Sugar Mama. I can't find it.
Yeah, let me talk about this guy for a minute here. Let's find it here.
Oh, it's Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan. So Ryan has killed, in the last 4 years since playing Domain, I'm not taking credit for it, I'm just stating facts, he's killed over 600 inches of deer. Do the math, that's a 150 or bigger every year for the last 4 years on 60 acres. Let him fucking walk over your Big Sexy and eat your Sugar Mama and just keep shooting giant deer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was quick.
Ryan's a good buddy of mine. Great golfer. Seriously, though, he's killed over 600 inches of deer in 4 years on 60 acres. The guy's a killing machine. If he was hunting me, I would just wave the white flag. So he and I go round and round about this. But yeah, his deer are killing Sugar Mama and not killing Big Sexy. And I guess my answer to that is, that's why you plant... What is that picture? Sorry. That's why you plant multiple things. That's why, that has to, look at this thing.
I had a bloody nose the other day.
What is he doing staring at this photo on Beers and Bucks?
My buddy texted me, and I had texted to him the other day. He's like, "What are you up to?" I was like, "Not much."
This is what I'm up
I
to?
had a bloody nose.
Oh my God. But to our point about Ryan, who just kills giant deer, and I love the guy, he's a good friend. But that's why we plant varieties, because deer are weird. They're crazy. That's why his property has Comeback Kid on it, Hot Chick on it, Sugar Mama on it, Big Sexy on it. It's going to have Hall Pass on it. He's got some standing corn, some beans, a little bit of everything, because they're crazy, and maturity rates are different depending on when you plant it. If your soil has a poor pH, it can affect plants and how they taste. So thankfully, he planted a bunch of stuff, and now they're hammering his Sugar Mama, and he kills giants every year because they love his Comeback Kid and Hot Chick. And I'm going to get down there this fall, or this spring, and we're going to walk, and he's going to take me golfing. That's why we're really going. But yeah.
You guys don't want me to come golfing with you?
Do we need to go there? You'll wear jeans and miss the ball the first 3 times you swing at it.
I got to loosen up. I didn't have time to hit the range.
Fair. That's fair.
So actually, true story. We were golfing down in the Dominican Republic, and they had all these guys were working. And my buddy just absolutely demolishes a drive, and it just shanks, nailed one of the workers. They pleasantly sell you golf balls that they find, and Greg bought about $40 worth of golf balls there. He felt a little bad for whaling the guy right in the shoulder.
Well, now Sean invited us to hunt his 40 acres in Columbia County and golf in Lake Geneva. I like this guy.
I want to fish Lake Geneva. Can we work that in?
Sean, can we do a little stay and play package, and we'll golf one day and we'll fish one day, and we'll hunt one day? We can do it in September.
Golf.
We're from Wisconsin. We've got Wisconsin tags.
Hey, look at
this guy.
From the gods.
They were talking about the Peanut Gallery, giggling and laughing about it. The Peanut Gallery is really good at bringing beer too, so it's good to have a good Peanut Gallery. Sean says yes.
Boom. I'm in. So we'll wrap it up.
With answering this question first.
Okay.
From Greg, which you think is the best seed to frost seed into last year's Comeback Kid? You want me to take it, or do you want it?
I would do Comeback Kid back
I
into
probably
it.
would too. I mean, you could do some Hot Chick. It all depends on what your method is for maintenance. If
I
you're
like
a big
to sit-
spray guy, stick to Comeback Kid. If you're a mow guy, Hot Chick.
Yeah, I like establishing a new clover plot. If you're planting in the spring, I like doing Hot Chick. And then if I was going to overseed back into it or frost seed back into it, I would do Comeback Kid. Just mainly because we fight weeds so bad where we're at. And if I can avoid spraying, I will. But I need to probably spray more this year.
Parker McCollum. He's really good. Greta Yura.
Yeah, Greta.
Good gal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We met Greta.
Another gal that just puts up with a lot, you know.
Yeah.
Jordan's just out there hunting, fishing, selling land, running around deer shows. She's
it.
just slamming back beers and getting
But she
sassy.
also shot a bigger buck. than
really
him.
sassy.
And she crushes giant bucks way bigger.
She does
than
kill
Jordan.
booners, yeah. Way better hunter than Jordan.
For sure.
Way better hunter. Yeah. She also gets really. I had to put her in her place. She got real sassy with me.
Why?
She didn't know what. She was giving me shit for drinking a Moscow Mule.
Well, what were you doing that?
Why wouldn't you drink a Moscow Mule if you've ever had a Moscow Mule?
I'm not even going to go there. Hey,
What
come
can
to
be
the
said?
Wisconsin Deer and Turkey Expo. First 20 people that mention Beers and Bucks get a free hat. The first person that mentions Beers and Bucks to us, I'm going to throw in a little bonus. And we did a giveaway at 5,000 likes on our Facebook page not that long ago, and we are now approaching 10,000. So once we hit 10,000, we are going to give away an amazing package because that you guys are why this thing keeps doing what it's doing. So spread the love and let's get it to 10,000, and we're going to announce a contest. It probably, I would say we got a little bit to hit it, but we'll come up with the prize package and see if we can get some love to get us up to that 10 mark, 'cause that's huge.
Also, too, yesterday we started a contest, a selfie contest on our Facebook page, and it's going to run through, I have to look at April, I think it is. But basically, go to your nearest retailer, take a selfie. Either buy the seed there, or if you've already got your seed, you can still enter. You don't have to buy it to win. And we're going to give away a $100 domain prize pack as well. Post it on our page. It helps us kind of see what's going on at the retailers. So selfishly, we love to see it. But also, you can win $100 in domain prize packages. So we'll pin that to the top of our page so it's there. So make sure you're participating in that so we can see your pretty face at your nearest retailer. What else?
Can I enter?
I mean, you're not going to win, but you can enter, you know?
Done.
So you got that going for you. Otherwise, appreciate you guys. If you're in the Dells, we will be there all 3 days. Looking forward to it. Booth 622. Cold beer.
See you there.
See you there.